It's the 3 a.m. ghost that whispers, "You should have said something." It's the pang in your chest when you replay a mistake on loop. It's the silent weight of choices you can't undo, but can't forget either. Most people run from regret. They bury it under cliches like "no regrets" or "everything happens for a reason." But here's the uncomfortable truth. The people who claim to have no regrets usually aren't being honest, because regret is universal. It's the tax of being human, the proof that choices matter and that we care about how life turns out. So what if regret isn't a curse? What if it's a hidden compass, a signal not of failure, but of possibility? Stay with this, because by the end of this video, regret will look different, not as something to erase, but as one of the wisest teachers you'll ever have. And if reflection and growth speak to you, consider subscribing to The Old Soul's Guide. This is where we explore life's quiet questions and uncover the wisdom hidden in places most people avoid. Section 1. The Paradox of Regret. We live in a culture obsessed with no regrets. Inspirational quotes demand it. Motivational speeches glorify it. No regrets sounds bold, fearless, and untouchable. But here's the paradox. The only people with no regrets are either lying or not reflecting at all. Because regret is proof of being alive. It shows that choices matter, that actions carry weight. A life without regret isn't a life well lived. It's a life unexamined. Section 2. What regret really is. Psychologists describe regret as the emotional signal of a misaligned choice. It's the mind's built-in feedback system. Regret doesn't just say, "that was bad." It says, "that could have been better." It's a gap, the gap between reality and possibility, between what happened and what could have happened. But that gap isn't a punishment. It's an invitation to notice, to reflect, and to grow. Section 3. The Science of Regret. Research by Dr. Daniel Pink, who studied thousands of regret stories across the globe, revealed something fascinating. Regrets fall into 4 universal categories. Foundation regrets. I should have saved money. I should have taken care of my health. Boldness regrets. I should have spoken up. I should have tried. I should have said yes. Moral regrets. I should have done the right thing. I shouldn't have hurt them. Connection regrets. I should have called. I should have stayed in touch. 4 themes, 4 human truths, all leading back to one idea. Regret is not about the past. It's about longing for a better future. Section 4. Regret versus guilt versus shame. It's easy to confuse regret with guilt or shame, but they are different. Guilt says, "I did something wrong." Shame says, "I am wrong." Regret says, "I could have done better." Notice the difference? Shame is heavy and paralyzing. Guilt weighs you down. But regret points to possibility. It doesn't define identity. It defines opportunity. Section 5. Stories we tell ourselves. Think of the phrases people repeat after a mistake. "Everything happens for a reason." Or, "well, it was meant to be." Comforting, yes. But sometimes these phrases mask avoidance. They stop us from truly reflecting. Because the real wisdom of regret isn't in denying the pain, it's in facing it, looking it in the eye, and asking, "What now?" Section 6. Regret as a teacher. Regret teaches through contrast. The sting of what wasn't reminds us of what matters. The regret of not saying, "I love you," it highlights the urgency of connection. The regret of not chasing a dream, it fuels boldness for the next opportunity. The regret of poor health choices, it pushes for a stronger foundation in the present. Every regret is a story, and every story has a lesson. Section 7. The Psychology of Action versus Inaction. Here's another truth. In the short term, people regret their actions. But in the long term, people regret their inactions. You may cringe at a mistake today, but 10 years later, the sharper wound will be the risks never taken, the conversations avoided, the dreams left unexplored. The wisdom? Lean toward action, because action, even flawed, often hurts less than the silence of what if. Section 8. Regret in philosophy. Philosophers have wrestled with regret for centuries. The Stoics saw regret as wasted energy. They believed that once the past is done, all focus should be on the present. But existentialists like Kierkegaard saw regret as inevitable. He wrote, "Marry, and you will regret it. Don't marry, you will regret it. Laugh at the world's follies, and you will regret it. Weep over them, and you will regret that too." The point? Regret is not a bug in the system. It's built into the fabric of choice itself. Every choice eliminates another, and with elimination comes longing. Section 9. Turning pain into wisdom. The question isn't how to erase regret, it's how to transform it. Step 1, acknowledge it. Don't drown it with distractions or cliches. Step 2, extract the lesson. Ask, what does this regret reveal about my values? Step 3, redirect it forward. Use the regret not as an anchor, but as a compass. Section 10. Regret in relationships. Some of the heaviest regrets involve people. The words unsaid, the connections broken, the calls never made. Humans crave belonging. So when bonds fracture, the pain echoes. But regret can also be the nudge to repair, to reach out, to speak the overdue words. Sometimes regret is love trying to find its way home. Section 11. The myth of a perfect life. Perfectionists suffer most from regret because every choice feels like a test. Every path not taken feels like failure. But here's the reality. A regret-free life doesn't exist. The perfect path doesn't exist. The wisdom is in accepting imperfection, understanding that regret is not proof of failure. It's proof of freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to feel, freedom to learn. Section 12. The transformative power of regret. When harnessed, regret becomes transformative. It deepens empathy. It sharpens priorities. It softens arrogance. Regret says, you're not done. There's more to learn, more to live, more to give. Section 13. Practical exercises to work with regret. Here are a few simple but powerful practices. The regret journal, write down a regret. Then, beneath it, write, what does this teach me about what I value? The letter you never sent. Write to someone you regret hurting or losing. You may never send it, but the act clears space inside. The 5-year test. Ask, will this regret matter in 5 years? If yes, take action now. If no, release it. Turn regret into ritual. When regret surfaces, use it as a reminder to realign, almost like a meditation bell that brings you back to what matters. Section 14. Regret and mortality. End-of-life research shows that people rarely regret material things. They regret the unlived moments, the unsaid words, the unloved relationships. Regret at life's end is not about mistakes made. It's about love withheld and courage never taken. Section 15. Closing reflection. Regret is not a prison. It's a compass. It doesn't chain you to the past. It points you to the life you still have power to create. So instead of running from regret, sit with it, listen to it, and let it guide you. Because sometimes the very thing we spend our lives avoiding is the very thing trying to lead us home. If this spoke to you, like and share it with someone who may need it too. And if you'd like to walk further on this path together, subscribe and join us here at the Old Soul's Guide.